So good evening everyone, it is Mitchell aka The Walker in Orlando. Welcome over here to the Ticket and Transportation Center. Now you may be thinking, are we heading to the Magic Kingdom tonight? No, we are not. We are actually going to be heading around to the other resorts and checking out any and all Christmas decorations that might be out, and including stopping and checking out the Gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian. So we are going to be doing that. We were going to take the monorail, but looking at the monorail line, it's pretty long. So we may end up walking to the Polynesian resort first. But a big thing as well is the trams are now officially back here at Disney. So that was a really cool experience getting to check that out all again. But so we are going to do all that. Make sure you guys are going to stick around for the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Leave a like. Stick around for the monorail crawl to all the different Disney resorts. So actually instead what we're going to be doing is we're going to head to, we're actually going to take the ferry boat because Kayla wants a really good view of coming up onto Main Street. Yeah, as Kayla said, look how pretty Main Street is.
And the castle's purple.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're actually just gonna take them ferry over. But you can see, look at it. Wow, gonna get a really good view once we get closer. Well, something kind of interesting is we just walked right up here to the ferry boat right here, and you see as they come off. But the biggest thing is that the second story platform has now been built and is now functional. So if you don't, so now you won't have to have all the congestion coming off of the boat coming down to this one section where they come off. But you can either take that or you can come down the little walkway right there. So don't know when they started that. Maybe about the same time they brought the trams back. It's kind of funny how close you can get to be in a Disney park without being able to get into a Disney park. So literally, we're right here next to where the 50th anniversary is. There are the touch points right there. And there's Magic Kingdom right there.
It's just $149 to walk.
Yeah, only $149. Jeez. Way to put... Yeah, honestly. Also, I just kind of want to point out, just be patient with any filming because this is the first night I'm using the brand new camera. So I'm really excited to use it. But just got to get really used to it, especially with the audio and everything. So if the audio is a little funky, sorry. So we just got up to the Contemporary Resort, and we totally forgot that they had just finished doing all of the work on all the stuff for like the room work, because they have all the incredible stuff. I didn't get a good picture of it, so maybe when we leave to ride the monorail, I'll try to see if I can get a good quick video of it to show you guys what it looks like on the outside, like what everything looks like now. So if you're going to be staying at the Contemporary Resort and you're interested in what kind of holidays activities they're going to have on Christmas Day, this is kind of the list. They have a Mickey tie-dye, which is really cool. And then of course, Movie Under the Stars, the Muppets Christmas Carol. So if you're staying at the Contemporary, these are where they're at. And I'm pretty sure all the other resorts will have this as well. So we'll check all the other resorts as well to see what they've got. So one of the big things that's missing from last year, or last couple of years, actually 2 years ago, not last couple of years, but from 2 years ago, is they do not have they don't have the Gingerbread Castle here. So in years past, they would put the Gingerbread Castle right there and do a big display, kind of like what they do at the Grand Floridian. So, but unfortunately, they do not have that this year, as just response with the COVID and everything. I think just they're waiting to bring everything back. But we'll be excited when they bring that back. This is really cool, actually. That something you can do is that you can actually pre-made a holiday gift basket or build your own. So. Kind of a cool thing because they kind of have examples of like a Pluto with Mickey and Oh Boy and stuff on it. So it's kind of a cool thing to be able to have, especially this time of the year if you're trying to find a good present for someone. So now we are heading down to the very bottom level because we're going to head out front to look at the Christmas tree that they set out in front. But the one thing I always tell people is that if you're at the Contemporary, you want a small break from the crowds. Kind of coming up to this level is actually a really nice level because only people come through here once you're coming from the very top down to the lobby, and so you kind of have all these nice seating areas. So it's kind of nice is that as you walk down into the lobby area, here is all their garland hung up and everything. I even like the little garland they put up around the bell service sign as well. So walking out here again to the drop-off pickup area, got more garland, but right down there, the little walkway right there, there's the Christmas tree for the Contemporary. I think this is one of the tallest trees on property. But it's definitely the one that's unique because it's being outside and facing the Contemporary, but not actually in the Contemporary itself. So walked out to the front here. There's the contemporaries, which gives you an idea. I think it sits what, probably another 50 to 60 feet above the height of the flagpoles. But as Kayla's saying, the size of the freaking ornaments. Because like here's a little one, but like comparison to my hand, it's huge, and then you get the big one right there. So all you guys saw was really a shadow, but yeah, wow. All right, so now it is time to head back to the monorail and head on over to the not the Grand Floridian, trying to head to the Polynesian resorts. So if you can see down there, you've got some of the incredible stuff right over there. It's hard to see because it doesn't zoom in that far, but they've got all the new things coming in as well. So it'd be interesting to see what the rooms, I would love to see what the rooms look like in person. And of course, as we walk in, so here's the, where you get off of the monorail, and of course garland, but each in their garland has a little bit in it as well that like relates back to the Polynesian Village Resort. And look at those wreaths over there. Those are pretty good wreaths. I like those a lot. As you walk up, now you got the Island Mercantile, or no, this is the Boutique. And they got the little garland hanging out here. They have all sorts of specialty like small trees with some wreaths. All sorts of Christmassy things as well. But the big thing is, here is their Christmas tree right out in the lobby area. So much smaller than the one we saw over at the Contemporary, but still pretty nice. I think it's kind of interesting that they have this pillow right here because of the fact that this is for, I think, for Trader Sam's. And then a pretty cool tiki button-down shirt as well. I do like all the different little things, but I do want this though. I will tell you, this is probably the one thing I really, really want, really badly. Oh, I didn't realize he had a wreath on him, so that's really cool. So I do need to kind of quickly apologize if the audio seems a little funky right now, up till just now. Something I didn't think about doing is when the camera is facing away from me is flipping my microphone back around so that the microphone's facing me, so when I'm talking, and I didn't think anything of it until I was sitting here in the Polynesian resort, and even Kayla's like, I thought it would look funny that you weren't having it turned around, but she's like, I don't know camera, so I didn't want to think I knew what I was talking about when I don't think I am, but so if the quality gets better now, then it's fixed. So, whoops, still learning. Maybe a few videos before I'm actually really good at this again. Alright, so now we are going to head back upstairs, head to the monorail, and we're going to head off the final thing, which is the thing that everyone's been waiting for, is to go check out the Grand Floridian Gingerbread House, which is special this year because they incorporate some of the 50th anniversary stuff into it. Well, I'm real glad that we decided to do the monorail crawl tonight because original plans were to do something that was mostly outside, and this weather would have made it not very fun to do anything in. So kind of enjoying this more because we can see everything. Also, I don't think I've ever actually shown all the inside area of the rebuilt monorail station here at the the Polynesian Resort. Walking into the Grand Floridian, and they have a giant Christmas tree out as well in front of the gingerbread house. And like right around the corner, there you go. Oh wow, they even have they even have PhotoPass in front of the tree down there.
No way!
And then you see the gingerbread house is a lot smaller this year, but still looks amazing. So literally just in this one lobby alone, they have 5 different trees, actually 6 different trees, because they have a small one for the kids. But as you turn, there's the big one here in the lobby area for the Grand Floridian, which is actually kind of cool, the fact that they kind of hide it and then put it behind. They kind of hide the gingerbread house and put this in front of it. So Kayla just pointed out that if you look on the tree, make sure you stop to look at all the ornaments because it's for the 12 days of Christmas. So definitely make sure you stop and try to see if you can see all 12 days because there's drummers drumming, 7 swans a swimming, 2 turtle doves, but I don't see a partridge in a pear tree. So before we, oh yeah, I see it. So before we show you the entire gingerbread house up close, Kayla found these chocolate sculptured, hand decorated by the Grand Floridian bakery, and it's actually the 50th anniversary castle right here.
It
So
doesn't have the medallion, but
no, it doesn't. But it's the same color as the 50th. Wow. But yeah, little hidden Mickey right there. All right, now what everyone has been waiting on. Here it is, the Grand Floridian Gingerbread House. So this is the signature thing that usually comes up every single year. And last year was the first year they didn't do it since 1999, so they hadn't missed a year, but it is officially back. And what is even nicer about it is that they did include a little bit of iridescent into it. So they got a lot of the little iridescent blue and stuff. But make sure you look real close. Look at the second level where there's like a little mini village and stuff. All the different Santas. But also keep a keen eye out because there are 23 hidden Mickeys. Kind of like that one right there. So this is all right here. It's fantastic. And then on the front here you can see they have the ingredients of what it costs or what they use to make the gingerbread cookie house, and I'll give you a quick look at it. So it's over 1,000 pounds of honey, 140 pints of egg whites, 600 pounds of powdered sugar, 700 pounds of chocolate, 800 pounds of flour, 35 pounds of spices, ton of creativity, Disney magic, and pixie dust. Wow. The bakers at Disney never stop to amaze me. And also, make sure something you do is you also head to the back side here because this is actually you can actually buy gingerbread cookies here. And if you actually see, there's actually a whole menu right there. Hopefully I put it right here. And then they have all the stuff on the back side. The line actually was pretty long when we were sitting there waiting and looking at it. So, and then they kind of have a little display of everything they do have to offer. So it is pretty cool. And they have the construction and decorating. So they have the measuring for the accuracy, assembling of the house, which you can see a very bare bones house. Then they start applying their shingles on. Then finally adding the finishing touches, which I think it's funny. They have this like scissor lift, and they have this long tool to make the powdered sugar. So it opened on November 10th. It runs from 9:30 to 9 p.m. every day, and that's when the little shop in the back is open. So that's when you can go get all your little gingerbread accessories. So something we did kind of notice is that this gingerbread house is a lot smaller than the ones in the last few years they've had. I think a lot of it does come down to the fact there's probably not as many bakers that they've had in the past, so it's a little bit smaller. So it's really not, but it is glad to see it back because we hadn't seen it in it's been 2 years. 2019 was the last year we saw it. So the fact that we actually have it back now is a fantastic thing because even though it's smaller, it's still back. So it makes it feel like the thing we were kind of missing with the whole pandemic, one part of it is officially back. Yeah, I think so too. All right, so one final look at the Grand Floridian Gingerbread House. Like I said, a lot smaller than the last few years, but still just as pretty and beautiful. All right, now we have to take the monorail back to the ticket and transportation center. Kind of glad we did it this way. Honestly, kind of ended up on the high note, so take us a few minutes to get back there. All right, so now we've made it back to the ticket and transportation center after kind of was a really good evening out. Like I said, kind of started out, we were originally going to ride the monorail over to the Polynesian, go to the Grand Floridian Contemporary, but I like the fact that we went and rode the ferry over, went to the Contemporary, hung out over there for a few minutes, rode it all the way around to the Polynesian, was over there, took a small snack break, so that was nice, and then ended the night looking at the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian. What a really nice night. Like, this was a lot of fun, honestly. Honestly, if you are trying to avoid like the crowds of Disney, you want to do something that doesn't require going into a park, honestly, resort crawling or doing the monorail hop to all the different monorail resorts, it's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend it, especially during Christmas season. So with all that being said, as we do head out from a fantastic trip here, riding the monorail to all the different resorts, we'll see y'all next time.